What's up, all of my Call of Duty fans? This is JR, and I'm bringing you another AC130 commentary with the PKG on Carbon. Yeah, that sexy map. So let's go ahead and jump into this commentary and this tips and tricks for today. So for today, I'm going to talk about some tips and tricks for the Lmgs, specifically for them, and what perks to rock out. Alright, so for most of the Lmgs, it's not necessary to apply Quickdraw, because if you're going up against someone who has a submachine gun or something of that sort, Quickdraw really isn't going to do you any good at all. So first of all, my first suggestion for you is to not use Quickdraw on these guns. They are slow as hell as they are, and Quickdraw really does not help the matter. It still makes you fire just as slow as you did without it, and you're wasting a perk. So I really and highly suggest for you not to use that perk whenever you're using an LMG. Excuse me. Alright, so that was my first tip of the day. So now, since this video is like 7 minutes long, of course I'm going to have to talk about something else. And we're going to have to talk about something that's a little bit controversial. So now let's just talk about the types of guns that you should use on different maps. So one thing that people do a lot is they'll use the same gun for every single map. And before we actually get into this, I am texting someone on Facebook. That's why I'm just standing there. And yeah, so you're going to see that a couple times this game. I still end up pulling off the AC130, which is pretty awesome. So anyways, let's get back to what we were talking about. So whenever you're on a small map, you don't want to use an LMG, you don't want to use a sniper, you might want to use a shotgun. Yeah, you probably do want to use a shotgun actually. Like if you're playing on Dome, using a shotgun could be at a real good advantage. However, whenever you're playing with specific guns, you gotta also be adaptable to those guns. So for example, if you're using a sniper and on a big map, and then you only create short range situations, you're probably going to lose them most of the time. So for example, what I'm doing right here is, you see I keep on coming over here to look at my long sights, because I know that if I go out there I'm going to get killed by someone that's waiting for me to come out, because they expect me to be there. So I'm sitting there and I'm forcing them to let me have my sight, my range that I want to have, and I'm trying to keep them at that range, and I'm not letting them get in. That's an important thing to do in this game, is to control your environment as such, which many people just don't do. So why shouldn't you do it? Why can't you do it? Why don't you do it? That's a good question. Because of the fact you probably don't think about it, and you probably are in the heat of the moment. Most people, whenever they play Call of Duty, they really don't think about what they're doing. So, I mean, yeah, that's just it. And the fact is that whenever you're using a certain gun, you gotta adapt to those situations and create those situations where you will become the top dog. So you gotta, like for example, if you're using an SMG, you don't want to run out into a field where there's 7 people that can shoot you from the spawn, like halfway across the map. You want to take a pass where if they're gonna shoot you, they got to be right in front of your face, or they got to be at least medium range. And if you're using an assault rifle, don't go for shots across the map. But also don't sit there and wait for people, you know, like you would, like a real sniper would. I'm not saying that it's bad to, you know, wait for people. I'm not gonna go for it either. I mean, it's basically up to you. If you bought the game so that you can sit in the corner all day, then be my guest to go do that. I don't really care. It's not my problem. But anyways, so if you're using an assault rifle, what you want to do is you want to take that assault rifle and you want to create situations where you're in buildings and stuff like that. You know, try to take some cover, you know, put all the tips that you've already heard from my past videos together, and you're going to be one badass killer. Now, the only thing I can't ever do is whenever I'm playing, I don't really think about the spawns. Like, for example, right here, I'm just looking wherever I see dots, and then I go towards them. But of course, if I was thinking correctly, all my teammates were on the left side. There was no one on the right side of that map to the fixture that I was looking, because I was looking like south on it. I don't know. I think it was like west or east, because I see the north. I don't know. I can't really read the mini map right now. Video quality is not good enough on a preview. Anyways. So again, I was texting someone on Facebook. I'm not camping, and the thing is that I could have thought about it and said, oh, well, that means they must be coming up my left-hand side, and went over there. But now, see, everyone's on the left-hand side. They're going to be coming up to my right. So if I would have stayed there at C and looked and waited for them to come up to my right side, I'm pretty sure that's where they would have came up, and I'm kind of aware of that right now. As you can see, I keep on going back up there, and I keep on waiting, and I'm waiting, kind of. I'm kind of securing an area. I guess you could call it area camping. I don't know. Area camping is really how you're supposed to play the game. Is you're supposed to protect an area, kind of. But see, if you just saw that, he came from the right-hand side. They're spawning over there where I was looking at now. So if I would have just stayed there, I probably would have been able to get a 4 or 5 or 6-man kill feed. But I didn't. And I ended up pulling off the 3-man. So, hey, it's cool, right? I almost pulled off another AC130. Yeah, you know, giggity. And so anyways, that concludes what I was talking about. Use your guns to your advantages. Don't let the guns bog you down. You know how to use them. And I'm about to actually pull off a big one down here. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to epically fail. I see that guy right there. I come over here. I start shooting that guy over there instead of the guy right in front of me like a dumbass. So I ended up dying, of course. But anyways, that's besides the point. Now, there's one more thing I want to talk about before the video ends, and that is actually dual commentary. So if you are a commentator or a YouTuber of any sort and you have Skype, I would like for you to add me on Skype, and I'll leave my Skype name in the description below. It's not very difficult. It's the same as everything else, JR100194. And all you got to do is go add me, and we will do some dual commentaries, because I am so tired of doing these by myself. So if you want to join me, I would be more than happy to dual commentate with you. It's no problem at all for me, and I would actually want to do this. It's just that I don't have anyone to do them with anymore. You know, because my friend Tyler, he doesn't like doing commentaries anymore, and I actually ended up losing this game. I don't know how. I thought I was doing pretty damn good. I thought I was protecting him pretty well, but apparently we still ended up losing. There wasn't really much we could do other than capture C and then hold all 3 of them. And I know that we weren't going to be able to do that, and I believe I actually joined this game a little bit late, so unfortunately there wasn't really nothing at all I could really do to help this gameplay. So anyways, we're coming up to the end of the video. I hope that you liked this video. I had a couple of things to talk about today, and it was pretty interesting to even think about these things. Unfortunately, we did end up losing, but it wasn't by much. So it was a good battle, and that just affected my win-loss ratio. I'll see you later. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. And like the video, please, and leave your comment now.